Hello everybody and welcome to the channel. Today I got another box opening here, and this is a game that I looked at and debated on whether I wanted to get, and then I noticed that it wasn't available on the GMT game site. They stopped allowing you to purchase it, so I assume they ran out of stock. And Miniature Market had one left, so I purchased it. That may sort of help make my decision there a little bit. But this is Hitler's Reich, World War II in Europe. And it's a 2-hour game, 1 or 2 players. It's supposed to have real easy instructions that you can read rather quickly and get into right away. So that's what I'm looking forward to. Game design, Mark McLaughlin and Fred Schachter. And I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing those names, but I gave it my best shot there. GMT Games, this was put out in 2018. And this cover art here has some interesting background, I guess. I guess there was some controversy on such as this anti-tank gun destroying the Russian tank there. And I think if I read it correctly, even on the books there, this was a well-used anti-tank gun, which was almost useless against these tanks until they developed the first armor-piercing round for it. And then it became quite deadly. But there was some controversy on the name and the box cover art. So that all apparently was taken care of back in 2018 before I was even thinking about getting such a game. This is a 2-inch box, a heavy-duty box like we see all the time from GMT now, and which I think is great. Boxes play a very important part, especially when you're buying a used game, how well the box is held up and stuff. But on the back here, we have a sample of the map, and you see it as kind of a simple map there, and it's supposedly a game that in 2 hours you can do the entire World War II, which is quite condensed. It does have some player cards involved with it, wooden pieces, and the game contents. The map is actually 17 by 22, deck of 54 conflict cards, 3 decks tailoring 56 Hitler Reich events. So there are 3 different decks there for that. But I only saw 2, so I would have to look at that. Maybe I'm reading it wrong. 3 decks tailoring 56 Hitler Reich events, yeah. So 54 conflict cards and then 56 Hitler Reich events. 10 6-sided dice, 5 for Axis, 5 for Allies. So there's some dice rolling going on, it looks like. Assorted wood pieces. 2-player aid, rule book. 1 1944 game start setup card, back printed with an optional 10-period game record track, including historical arrival of events and the possibility of a sudden death game ending. Playbook, which contains a host of optional rules and examples of play. And we come over here, we see the unit sizes. Combat strengths are determined by each card played and the dice roll. So the unit size vary, 14 plus. Time, when both players conflict card decks get shuffled, a year of play has passed. So when 2 players are playing and their conflicts cards get shuffled, 1 year has passed. So when you go through the cards, you've done a year of World War II battle. And over here, complexity is very low. It's on 3, the highest part of the low scale there. But over here, it's on a 9, which is the highest part. And this is another reason that this game interested me, because it has a good solitaire value to it. So let's open up and check out the inside. Now again, not a relatively new game, as a matter of fact, one that just went, or appears to have gone out of stock at GMT. So, hopefully you can get your copy too while they're still available at a reasonable price. I think Amazon has some available too. But this is called a card conquest system game. So the cards dictate a lot, but you still have a lot of dice roll, obviously, because there are 10 dice in here. So 1 or 2 players, rule of plays, and we've got the introduction. Talks about the map, the markers, the cards, sequence of play, actions. So page 9, you're already on actions. Conflict resolution is up to page 15. And then special rules come in at 18. So it looks like we have 17 or maybe 18 total pages of rules. And when we open it up, we see that we have some large print, some charts, and some pictures there, diagrams of how to play. And relatively, yeah, it looks like it's pretty easy reading. It doesn't look like it's not real fine print. It doesn't seem like, it seems like, you know, each section is not very long when it covers certain aspects of the rules. Big push. Page 13 there. This is a glossy stock paper, well printed, nice color. I like the color coding too on everything. I'm sure that that is going to make a difference. And then rule conflict and bonus dice. So here we have that, and I think that you're going to be probably referring to this Blitzkrieg. Italy, Malta, Paris, and full game 1941. And the back, and here's where it talks about the box cover art and that particular gun there that they show. So that's the rules on Hitler's Reich. And we have the 1944 Player's Aid card. This is the setup, where all your pieces are going to head off to, and mainly the blocks are what are used in there. And I heard people refer to it similar to coin games. So there's that. I've never played any of those, so I can't say. Haven't got into those. This might be my beginning game to get into that type of gaming system. So here, turn periods. Player aid card number 2, Axis bot chart. So here's when you're playing Solitaire. And coming on over here, card selection. And then we have a lot of event card summary grids. So it looks like you have a lot of flow charts that you follow through when you're playing Solitaire, and perhaps when you're playing 2-player too. I'm not sure because I haven't played it yet. But here are player aids card number 1. There are 2 of them. So this must be for the 2-player game. And we have the playbook here. So Solitaire Mode, example of play, designer notes. So let's see what we have here. So it looks like we have some designer notes in here, emergency card acquisitions. So it looks like this could be some more follow-up rules. There's definitely Solitaire gameplay on this one. Now this one has a little bit more reading than the other one, that's for sure. Player's notes. So I've read different things on this game. Some people say it's really easy to learn. Other people say it's really difficult to learn. The rules, that the manual is kind of tough to follow. It'll be interesting to see it. There's definitely a different type of game style than their game mechanics, I should say, than what I'm used to. So that could be the issue of learning to play this game. So this is the player playbook. And then we get into a very nicely looking map here, which we'll open up in a second. Here are our 10 dice. These are nice dice, actually. Good size, nice and large. So there's our 10, 5 for allies, 5 for Axis. And then we have our conflict cards and event cards here. And as you can see there, I won't open those up right now. We're just sort of doing a box opening at this point. And then we have all kinds of wooden pieces here. So, and some with some inlays there. So I'm sure that's key points, it seems like. And I'm sure each one of these designs means something else in the game. And then we have the box spacer here, which is nice. I will probably design something with my 3D printer to make a nice little holder for all the cards and all these pieces here. Although it seemed like it'd be real easy to get everything fitted back into this box, unlike some games. So let's set this aside here. Pull out this map, take a look at this map real quick. who's the person that slides all these into these bags? Man, that's impressive. I'm sure it's done by machine, but it's still impressive that they get that in this bag. I always have a problem getting them out because they're always in these bags so tight. There we go. All right, that one wasn't so bad. So let's open this up and see what we have here. All right, I think I can get that all in. Yeah, so not a really large map. It doesn't look like it's going to have a large footprint, so it seems like this is easily something that you could play on the coffee table. And if it is only a 2-hour game, you can definitely do that in one evening. It doesn't sit down perfectly flat, but you know, that could be taken care of. Just, well, there it is, pretty much taken care of right there. So that's actually perfect for you to sit down and play. I like it. It's sort of a not glossy textured map, so it's kind of nice, and that makes it nice to look at and not have to worry about, you know, gloss staring coming back at you when you're playing the game, especially with the directly overhead light on it. All right, so Hitler's Reich, World War II. It doesn't seem like it's a very large stock game. There's not a lot of stuff in there, and no counter clipping at all in this game, so that's completely something different for me and my game playing. But there it is, Hitler's Reich, World War II in Europe. I look forward to playing this game, and of course when I do, you guys will see me doing it. So I appreciate you watching the channel and watching this video, and if you enjoyed that, please do give it a like, and please do subscribe. That really does help out the channel quite a bit. Until next time, take care.